guest speaker tonight. And we have a treat for you. Okay, I cannot wait to have Jim come up here and speak to you guys from his wealth of knowledge. Why are we here? What's special about today? You guys, do you remember? Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, very good, thank you. Now, do you think that there were any kids involved in the civil rights movement? Do you think any kids wanted to get involved and help? Yeah, kids have a lot to say. And they want to get involved and they want to help, right? Well, what if we could talk to a kid who helped out in the civil rights movement? Would that be pretty cool? That would be pretty amazing. Well, we just so happen, now there's no time travel involved, so they may no longer be a kid, but they were once a kid involved in the Martin Luther King Jr. civil rights movement. In fact, he marched. This person marched with Martin Luther King Jr. as a kid, somebody your age. Isn't that amazing? And so he was very involved from a young age. And has spent the absolute rest of his life doing activism and giving back to his community. And I can easily say that our world is a better place because we have our guest speaker involved in it. His name is Jim Embry, and I'm so proud to hand over the mic to this speaker, talented activist, speaker, writer, Renaissance man, contributed articles and photographs to countless magazines and journals. One of those that I really encourage you to read, Rivers That We Cross, was published in Latino Studies, and especially right now, I think it's an important note. He has fought on Capitol Hill for refugee rights and for immigrants' rights for many years. The winner of so many awards, a couple of them: 2014 Environmental Commission Award, 2018 North American Association Rosa Parks and Gracie Boggs Award, 2023 James Beard Leadership Award. All the awards! Let's give it up for Jim Embry!
Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Carnegie Center land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. There are still pharaohs walking the earth. Our work, all of us, all the children, all the adults, parents, grandparents, uncles and aunties, is to recognize the Pharaoh within ourselves and the Pharaohs around us. Now, quick question for young folks. Who in the room has the name Moses? Anyone here named Moses?
My grandfather.
Grandfather named Moses. Well, we're hoping that today, and I finish my talk, and we finish all the stations, that we can all say, I'm Moses. I want to be Moses too. Now, Dr. King, who described, been celebrated all wrong. Some say he was like the Moses of his people. For his entire life, he was fighting for the rights, the freedoms, the liberation of us who were formerly enslaved for the civil rights movement. So King was a Moses of his people. I'm going to ask again, who in the room wants to be a Moses? Now, but it's important that we not just have a male figure, Dr. King represent being a Moses. It's important to have a figure of a woman, a young girl. So I too can be a Moses. There's no better person I can think of in all of our American history that personifies woman as Moses. And who was that? Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman. Who was regarded as the Moses of her people, taking people who had been chained, beaten and whipped and raped, legs cut off. She was the Moses of her people, and she was the conductor of what's called the Underground Railroad. Okay, where she freed herself, and she went back a dozen more times to free her family, her father, her mother, her brothers, her cousins, her friends. That's what she did. Called the conductor of the Underground Railroad. And she never lost passengers. Now, about 2 blocks from here, there is St. Paul A.B. Church, which was a what? An Underground Railroad site. When you pass by this church, you pay homage to those who are part of the Underground Railroad systems. Right here in Lexington, St. Paul A.B. Church. Now, young folks, do any of you all go to William Wells Brown Elementary School?
Mommy,
Who goes to William Wells Brown? You have friends there, right? Well, who was William Wells Brown? He was a enslaved person here in Lexington, Kentucky, who tried to escape 3 or 4 times. He kept getting captured back. Then he was sold down the river. He was sold down to St. Louis, New Orleans, down the Mississippi River, to work on a steamship or some boat. And that boat happened to one day anchor in Cincinnati, Ohio. Who's been there for Cincinnati, Ohio? Okay. That boat anchored in Cincinnati, Ohio. And what did he do? He tried to escape again, and he was successful. Because of what? Because of the Underground Railroad, where he went from Cincinnati all through Ohio up to Buffalo. Okay? So the point is, right here in Lexington, we have a church and a school that's symbolic of the Underground Railroad. And what we're saying is today, there's a need to call the Underground Railroad. And the way forward, the way to a just future, a sustainable future. And what we're saying is, young folks, who here wants to be Moses? Young folks, I'm still young. I want to be a Moses. What we want to do is give you an example of a young person who was a Moses. As we go around these stations, we have a bead station to make beads. We have a coloring station, a flower pot painting station, we have a seed station. As we go around there, when we leave, we will get a couple of books. And one is called Seed Folks. And we hope that all your kids will take one. And with your parents read it, because it was about a young girl who was a Moses. This story takes place actually in Cleveland, Ohio, written by a friend of mine, Paul Flaxman, back in the 90s. It's the story of a young girl about 6, 7 years old who was Asian American. soil somewhere to plant them. So we went outside to a lot. It was full of bricks and bottles and glass and trash. And there was no soul anywhere. She just kind of like went in and just moved a little bit of trash away and put her seeds in there. And folks saw that. Make a long story short, she transformed her community. It's a wonderful story as we honor our king. Because the more important work that we can do in this century than put our hands in the soil. What are we made from? What are we made from? We're made from soil. We eat plants and animals secondhand, but we eat the soil, we eat the minerals. The Bible says, and God reached down and picked up soil, clay, humus, and with a breath of life into us. We're made from soil. Nothing more important to do in this century than putting our hands in the soil and growing various kinds of plants. Who in here likes to eat? Everyone hands go. Everyone likes to eat. Everyone should grow something. Our Mother Earth is reciprocal. She gives to us. She wants us to give back to her. To be reciprocal. Everyone should grow something. So we're going to have my little talk. Get some seeds from 3 sisters, corn, beans, and squash, and begin to grow them in your backyard, in your school. And I helped in Lexington begin all the gardens in all the public schools. Right now, in Fayette County, elementary, middle, and high schools all have gardens. I helped begin those some 20 years ago. There's also an agricultural high school I helped inspire called Locust Trace. I found good food co-op in 72. Been for a long time. So, in closing, Dr. King's book, his last one, he said, where do we go from here? Chaos or community? Where do we go from here? Chaos or community? I encourage us to go towards community. The song says, go down, Moses, and do what? Let my people go. But the people we're talking about in community can't just be human people. Our family is also plant people, animal people, water people, rock people, fire people. They're all our relatives. On our back seat table, you can begin to collect what we call 3 sisters. People who are Native American, we call them Indian, indigenous, called corn, beans, and squash, 3 sisters. So part of the book about community and King Day is to regard these are all our family. Thank you all for listening. Anytime you might be coming to school, your house of worship, your neighborhood for dinner, I love to eat too. Okay, I love to eat too. So, in closing, I have an essay book here. This book is called We Are Each Other's Harvest. And my essay is called Ancestral Vibrations Bring Us to the Land. My cousin Tiffany and I live on a farm together in Madison County, about 30 acres. That farm goes back in our family since the year 1800. I didn't take me home there. But we were brought to this country largely from Nigeria. Taken off the ships in Virginia, and then we walked across from Virginia across the mountains of Appalachia and wound up in Madison County of the year 1800. So we claim land stewardship since 1800. Because like you young moms in here, our great grandmamas had babies in the fields of where we live now. And many of them were in the fields working. The baby would come out in the field. And the doulas, like Tiffany, and the grandmas would help them cut the cord, wrap that baby up, put him on his back. What she do? Keep working. That's why we say we claim this land since 1800. Stewardship. So, come to the farm. We love you all. Tell us very much.
Let's give it up one more time for Jim. Wow, so powerful. Thank you all so much. So the next stop on our agenda, we have